I initially, I think, went into newspapers because that's all I knew. I mean, I grew up with newspapers. I grew up in New York. It's a 3-newspaper town. And my parents were 3 newspaper people. Mm-hmm. And we just grew up with papers. So that's what made sense to me. And then there was a very vigorous college newspaper at the college that I attended. Mm-hmm. So I worked on that, I think, like a lot of people. Television just didn't make sense to me. It wasn't even something that was part of my concept. And frankly, just to be really honest about it, there were not a lot of people who looked like me on television at that time. I mean, somebody said, you know, you can only be what you can see. And since there were very few people of color on television at that time, particularly African-American women, particularly doing the work I wanted to do, I don't really even saw it as a particularly feasible possibility. The television, so it's like the building blocks. One thing led to another thing that led to another thing. When I was a White House correspondent for the Wall Street Journal, the opportunity to go into television basically presented itself. So I did that really as a way to extend my career, because even at that point, newspapers were contracting. And I really saw it just as a way to add a skill that I thought would prolong my career. And coming to NPR is really the culmination, in a way, of all the skills that I developed so far, and really a way to, how can I put it, to create a voice for myself, to really have my own voice. So it's kind of like a bringing together of all the things that I've learned. And that's really the way we put the show together, frankly. I mean, Toni Morrison was once asked why she wrote The Bluest Eye, which was the book that, you know, put her on the map. It was kind of her breakthrough work. And she said, I wrote the book I wanted to read. And in putting together my radio program, I really put together the program I wanted to hear.